gonna square up with you. Like that's just what it is. She
Straight
gonna
like
tighten. She gonna tighten up her Timbs, take her earrings off, and it is what it is. And her New York Yankees cap won't ever come off.
We on timing. I'm telling you. Like,
city number 38 or 4, and this is for sure in Baltimore, Maryland. Okay. They look. They had that little ponytail like this.
Yes, a little rooster head. It's not a ponytail, it's a rooster tail.
You ever seen that? You ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender? You know the little flame. That's what that is. That's that little Charmander flame. She about to fight you for days, boy.
Like on site, every time she see you, she gonna run down.
You want to get the 1-on-1? You want to get the 2-on-2? Like 2? What the hell is 2? Then you gotta fight her. No offense to all my women from Baltimore, y'all are lovely ladies, but I'm gonna be honest with you, y'all are just a different type of woman. Just gonna put that out there. Now, needless to say, as much as that is the case, I do believe also, though, here's another thing. I said this, but we have to, and this is as a people, since we're talking about this, I wanted to touch on this, all right, because young Dolph recently lost his life. Mo3, I mean, we can go on for days about these brothers who lost their life. Okay. At some point or another, we have to stop hating each other that much. Yeah. We have to. Okay. Whether you're from a city where that happens or not, if you hate somebody, if they're doing well for themselves, there has to, I mean, that you killed the man who was getting cookies for his mama. I mean, I get it. I understand the streets is completely different. And shout out to Dolph, because he said this, out here in these streets, there ain't no such thing as love. But in reality, we have to stop. It has to stop. Nipsey Hussle suffered from it. I mean, I'm telling you, it don't stop. Soldier Slim, I can go on for a long period of time. Big L, like people, I mean, dying in your city and dying at the hands of people who know what you're doing is one of the most disrespectful ways to die, in my opinion, because the service that you're providing to the community might not in any kind of way help that person, right? But it's helping the people around them, and they still want you dead. We have to stop that, right? Just like we
for a lot of shit.
Like we should stop that shit. Like same thing I said about, like, when we were just talking about the cities where you'll end up fighting a woman. That shit's stupid. Because in all those cities I just named, there's a high murder rate.
Yeah, like literally maybe about 2 women, like in the past 3 months, have died at the hands of a man in my city. Like 2 women per week for the past 3 months. And that's just how it is. Like my mom and dad, they did the domestic violence thing my entire life. Like I'm 26, and I think that shit just slowed down when I was like 23, 24. But they met when they was about, my mom was 17 and my dad was 19. And then she had me at 19. So, and now she's 48 and he'll be 50 next year. So that's how long this shit been going on. And y'all just calling DV a quit 3 years ago? Like, that I have no tolerance for it. I can understand you defending yourself, because women do really be trying to put bodily harm on men. And if I had a son, I'd let him know, you don't put yourself in those situations, but somebody's coming to attack you, and you know this might be the attack that takes you. You gotta beat their ass. Like, I don't care what's between their legs. Beat them up. Like, beat them down. Like, I mean that. But I so mean that. I've seen women roll up on niggas and try to swing bottles at them. You had my son with a bottle, he gonna pick up a brick and bash you with it. That's how I feel. Because keep your hands to yourself. Keep your hands to yourself. It's one thing to unprovokingly hit somebody of the opposite sex because you feel and or that's your person. It's a whole nother thing to be out here really trying to take somebody's head off, and you think that they're not gonna hit you back because you a girl.
Right. That's we've seen something recently. I'm gonna tell you right now, I was never raised around domestic violence. I have a grandmother who's a survivor of domestic violence, and I don't, I'm not going to put any more information about that out, but we saw the Zack Stacy situation recently, and he was, whipping her ass. He gave her a rock bottom, like, through a child's toy. Like, he was not bullshitting with her.
And then I was so shocked, I didn't even notice the little baby sitting on the couch. I said, what do you mean baby was there? I didn't see any baby. And then I went back, I was like, oh my God. I said, he that small sitting on the couch. You don't even notice that he...
Because the violence, here's my thing, okay? There's so many niggas to beat up out here in these streets.
Yep. That need it.
Out in these streets. listen, and I'm probably gonna make a clip of this piece right here that I'm about to say. If you beating up a woman, you a bitch. If you are putting your hands on a female and your life is not in danger,
Yeah.
you are a different type of coward. You
Yeah.
need to be off the streets. Now, listen, ladies, if you are the type of woman that is putting your hands on a man and saying, oh, well, he shouldn't, you are a coward and you are a problem.
Right.
Stop touching each other. If you have to live in a situation or be with somebody where you need to touch them to get them to respect you, neither one of you need to be with the other person. If you need to beat your, I know, ladies, and I don't mean this in a negative way, this goes for ladies and men because niggas can be bitches too. If you got to beat your bitch to get her to listen, that ain't your bitch. You understand me? You go out there and get you one who will listen without you having to touch them.
Right. And that's what I know. But it was disgusting to watch the situation unfold. And there's always those people that it's like they're so used to DV that they've normalized it. It's like, bro, he flung her. Forget throw. You ever heard, I trust you as far as I could throw you? Well, he can throw her very far. He threw her. He picked up a person, an adult-sized person, and flung her. If that doesn't tell you what type of help she needs, she can't win. She cannot win. Did you see what we saw? She can't win. How do you make something slight of that? Right. You can't. You cannot. You just can't. You can't. And it's just, it was sad. Like, I know some dudes that used to get beat up. It's like, bro, you ain't got to take that. If you're not going to hit her, you have female friends that will jump her. Like, you don't know that? Like, you don't have to take, you don't, even if you are that, I'm the type of person, I want to say revenge is not the answer, but sometimes comeuppance is. Comeuppance is just another word for revenge. Okay? Sometimes get your comeuppance. Comeuppance is a lesser version of what you really want to do because, well, if you do what's in your head, you might end up in jail. So comeuppance. For example, the woman attacked you, Black man, and you don't want to go to jail. So you took the L. You left her alone, you took the L. But you still want slight revenge, get comeuppance. Call up your sisters and your friends. Let them beat her up.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Don't even do that. I'm gonna tell you what. I don't know what kind of family you come from, but my family don't play that.
The South Bronx.
Yeah, no, you know, don't. Hey, look, I got families from Louisville, Kentucky right now. I promise you right now. If I was ever like, yo, XYZ did this, man, I'll shut the whole city down. It's over. We're not doing it. So I said this is just reality for me. All right, ladies, it's cool until it's not. Okay, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's all cute, you know. And I get it. I've been a part of the cool little toxic trait. You know, you grab by a neck and little stupid shit like that. Like, any man that says they haven't done that playfully with their woman would be lying. You know what I mean? And if their woman has said, we don't do that because that's just something I don't agree with and I don't like, I get it, right? Some women like aggression, some women don't, right? You need to know the lines of what you can and cannot do with a person, right? I do not wish for you to lose your life. So I will tell you, do not put your hands on me. Don't. Okay? You'll end up on the news. And I'm not saying that I would do something to you. I'm just telling you how it goes. Don't. Right? I feel the same way. I don't know who your family is, young lady. So if you drunk from the club and you can fight everybody in that room and, oh, there go that thick nigga right there, you might want to sleep with me, baby. You might just think I'm cute that evening and I might make you upset and now I ain't so cute and you want to fight. That's not it. We're not doing it. And ladies don't like rejection, by the way, which is a whole nother situation. And we'll cover that later. But you are not going to put me in a position to die because you, mind you, and jail is worse than death. Because if you beat up a woman and you go to prison,
it's lit. It's lit for you.
You're gonna be getting beat up every fucking day or fighting every day.
Oh, but it's lit for you. Like,
yeah, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. So I always say this: if you feel like I got a domestic on my hands, I'll be like, can you please leave? That's the first thing. If you're at my place and you hit me, can you please leave? Speaking of that, people were upset with DaBaby about how he treated Daniel. Look, ladies, you have to understand this. He has so much more to lose than she does, right? She's going to receive child support for him. The women community is going to come out to be with her. If he would have done anything, it's bad enough y'all feel like he's a clown for saying, okay, you was never my bitch, all that stupid shit, right? We knew what it was. We saw the pictures. So why do we care? Niggas lie. We know what's up. We seen through that. Like, but
my thing, like, him cops, it's like when you know, like, niggas like DaBaby, then you already got their card. And I know niggas like DaBaby. Like, You smack girls too. You the same nigga that shot somebody in Walmart, but you want me to believe you never put your hand on a woman? We all know those type of black men that scream, protect black women, protect this, protect that, and they're the terror for those black women. And he's one of those niggas. He was that nigga before he became DaBaby. He has shown to be that nigga since being DaBaby. And the actions was displayed again in 4K this past week. That is who he is. I personally believe, because I've seen this with so many men, he called the police not because, oh, this is what I need to do. You put it on the gram to make a show. You knew what you was doing and you played your cards right, but not because you felt that it was necessary. If them cameras wasn't rolling, you would have beat Shorty's ass. And he would have. She might not have been bruised the fuck up like Rihanna, but he definitely would have smacked that girl. DaBaby also in complex. He does. Yes, he does. People don't want to acknowledge that. He's short. A lot of niggas of that height like to get that big because they can't get that big. He's that nigga. And I don't like him. I don't like him because he is that nigga. Like,
hang on. I feel attacked, okay? Because I don't know how tall you think I am. How tall are you?
5'2".
Yeah, I'm taller than you. But
yes, everybody is. I always say what I know I'm part of the short community.
Like, I don't know. Like, all right, okay, so check me out. I don't know if I can say that he would not beat her up because we don't have.
I personally believe it. Like, just if you gotta look at a trail. It's like you say, pick better. How with somebody that's trash. Her mistake was trash, but we know what his other baby mamas has said about him. You are trash. You are trash to them. You are physically trash to them. But somehow we believe that he wouldn't get physical with her. Yeah,
Have they said that? Have they said that he was physically violent with them?
They done came at this nigga plenty of times. Like, the one thing that they won't say is he's a deadbeat. That's the one thing.
So he has baby moms that said that he's been physically violent with them.
Yes. What, Mimi or whatever the other one's name is? I think it's Mimi, but I don't know all their names. I know Mimi because she's the one that speaks the most. So sometimes I go to her gram to see what she's talking about. But she be putting it. Listen, it's literally like nobody. Mimi telling the business of back when she fucked with DaBaby. It's like, this ain't even relevant, but she telling it, so I'm gonna listen to it. Like, that's who I am. Like, ain't nobody even asked her, but she giving it, so I'm gonna drink the tea. But my thing is to know somebody is like that and to think that they wasn't like that. Yeah, they was. That's like letting somebody that steals from people in your house and something goes missing and you think it wasn't that person. Yes, it was.
More likely.
It like. DaBaby is a clown. He is a clown. He's the type of nigga where it's like, I've been here before. This is not my first time at the rodeo and I know what to do. And he performed like a nigga who was performing. That whole thing was a grand performance. She's dumb for putting herself in that situation. And he's DaBaby. And this is not going to stop him from being anything other than he's already been.
I think he did what he was supposed to do. I think he did what I think a lot of us should now start doing. And I'm going to tell you why.
But it's just like that's not
if
even
you
more if it was your character rather than a ploy for social media.
Like, even if it was a ploy, it's like when you got millions of dollars at stake, you like, now think about it, we've seen NFL players, NBA players, MLB players, people like they got millions of dollars at stake, fuck their life up for 1 second, right? He asked her to leave, whatever the case was, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say this, right? Whether or not, and here's the thing about it, she's never said he ever hit her either. She's never ever said that. So, minus what the one baby mama might have said, because women, any person who's listening to this show or has been in this show, if you've been in a long-term relationship, you know exactly what I'm telling you. You can get in the comments and say it's true or not. You've had your old lady get mad and say that you've done something that you've never done. Now, don't get it wrong. I'm not bashing her and saying it didn't happen. Because if you did that shit, and that's what I'm not here to judge that part of it. The part of it that I'm gonna say is I don't think that she's not even upset about the fact that the nigga was rolling the cameras or he was protecting his investment. She was upset with the fact that the nigga had said, this ain't my girl. You ain't never been my girl, you been my side bitch. That's the part that aggravated her. So my thing with her is this, and my thing that I would have told her if I would have been any kind of man in her life is this. Look, yes, I agree with you on this part. If he killed a nigga in Walmart, if he'd have knocked a nigga out in the Gucci store, if he's this type of nigga, he's proven he's had a shootout with niggas in the house.
There's a video of them circulating around. She's dancing in the mirror, and I seen them, and it was relevant. They was together getting ready to go out, and she's dancing They got on little matching outfits. She danced in the mirror. Next thing you know, he got a fistful of her hair and he's dog walking her. I fucked with plenty of hood niggas. I've never had a nigga grip me by my hair and walk me anywhere. And I can send that to you. Like, I can send it to you. Like, no. It was before she was pregnant. So that means it was just last year. It was just, nigga grip my hair like that. Anything other than sex, that's it. Because I don't need to push the envelope and see where's it going after that. Why'd you think that shit was cool? Something in you thinks.
Why is she with him, period? I said this.
That's why I don't feel as bad for her, because you knew what that nigga is like. I'm not part of the 1%, and I know what he does. How you didn't know?
If you look at him, right? And I'm not, and listen, no offense to DaBaby, I don't know DaBaby, right? He can attract whatever woman he wants to attract. I believe he's a man who can walk down the street and get whatever woman he wants to get, whether it be based off money, character, whatever it is. But there's something to say about these females. Remember how we just talked about men dating the type of dude or females that they need to have, and ladies dating the type of dudes they need to have, right? If DaBaby is that type of nigga and she is this soft emotional female, there's a reason why she don't want no other soft emotional man, or a man who's is tempered equally or anything like that. She doesn't want a level-headed man. See, she wants, and I said this often, ladies, this happens. You don't want the nigga that goes to work and comes home all the time. You want the excitement. You get the excitement, then you get mad about the results. Now, I'm not sure how DaBaby plays with her as far as grabbing her. I don't know. Like I said, that part of it, I haven't seen that. But if that's public knowledge, please be free to send that to me. But that to me would tell me, hey, look, you don't belong here. This is not your party. When he told you to leave, right? And you felt the need, I'm not getting up because my child is here. Well, he's the father of that child. If you have an understanding with him and he's a good person and he's asked you to leave, your name's not on the deed, because I've seen this a lot of times. Females would be like, hey, I'm not going nowhere, nigga. Put me out. Well, now you asked me to touch you. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get through that. Can you leave, please? My word should be enough. Our child is here, right? That's child endangerment if I do grab you and touch you. That's child abuse if we start fighting on both of us. So can you please just leave? Mm-hmm. Obviously, there's a whole lot of things that go on that we didn't see, but they all posted their stories. The thing I want to know is this: why even put yourself through that, baby? You made all these beautiful songs. You are not an ugly woman. I've been in your DMs before, and you've ignored that. I'll never hit you, Danny. But here's my thing. Here's my thing, Danny, baby. Look, listen. Come close. I know you probably never even watched it, but come close. If you ever don't leave when I ask you to leave, I'm not gonna call the police. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm going to make a post about you on social media and make you seem crazy. And that's gonna be even worse because here's the thing about it. The police record, that goes away. People forget all about that. The court of public opinion will never end.
It don't. There's time on the anniversary on this day on Facebook. They will bring it back up. They will bring it back to
look, the internet's undefeated. So he beat you twice. He called the police and they're like, well, his reputation takes it. No, then he killed a nigga and got away with it. He beat a nigga up and got away with it. Nigga, you don't think DaBaby would fight you and beat you up? You a crazy person. So
that's what I'm like. Go ahead and accept it. Money be damned. All money is not worth a lifetime of happiness. It's not worth a baby when you know that the baby is in fact that person's child as well. Because yeah, you got the baby and the child support check, but you're still involved with the person you didn't want to be with. All money's not good money, and there's just certain celebrity figures I would pass up immensely. I don't care how much I waited for this since I was a teenager. I would pass you the fuck up now because I know better, and I'm just no. Like you know I'm not passing up in that situation. There was I fucked with a nigga. I've never until that point had fucked with a Bronx nigga. And I get that all people aren't the same and all niggas out of the Bronx ain't the same. But from what I know, Bronx niggas are trash. Highly. So I don't intertwine with them. First of all, I wasn't allowed to date till I was 18. So that was just that anyway. But from observation, these are all trash niggas. And a lot of these niggas will be dead before we're 30, in jail before we're 23, and fathers before summertime. No. So, and I was right. I'm a judger. And it sounds bad, but I haven't walked a lot of mistakes that most women have because I've judged. I judge my doors before I walk through them. And I notice people be like, oh, you're a judge. Yeah, everyone is. But I noticed that people only call it judging when you're calling out the nonsense in something they would do, something they've done, or something that they've stood back and watched somebody they care for do. And I call everybody out on their shit, including me, including myself. So I'm going to judge whatever the fuck I want, whoever I want, because if I have the option to judge or be victim, I'd rather judge you and be wrong than not have judgment and been a victim.
Right.
There was one nigga I tried not to judge him. You know, like, I noticed a lot of niggas from home, they feel the need to lie because they know I went to college and got my degree. Mm-hmm. And they know me from growing up. It's like, you don't have to do that. Like, there's some very successful people out here with no college credit to their name at all. Like, I have debt. Beloved, don't be jealous of me. I'm in debt.
Right.
Please. Like, are you crazy? I'm jealous of you. Like, right. Are you dumb?
You're free.
To help him, but he lied. He lied about his whole existence. The dude told me that he had his own place. You live with your mama. Mm-hmm. Told me he had a car. You don't even have a permit. Told me that he used to go to school and he dropped out because he couldn't afford it. You never even got into college. Or why did you do all these things? Why did you do all these things? And then the people that I did know who knew him, they didn't know him personally enough, but they're like, from what I've seen, he's blah, blah, blah. And he's also that person. But he's a weirdo. He succumbs to his environment. And I think he thought that because I lived up the block, I was one of those type of block girls. We got into it one day. Podcast life. You know what it's like. You've ever messed with a girl and she don't like what you're saying on your podcast, and you got to explain to her, this what the fuck I do. Like, this what I do.
Happens. Yeah. Happens all the time.
I was a wilding out girl at one point, and I did a photo shoot. Mm-hmm. And it was just t-shirts and jeans and heels. A solid t-shirt, jeans and heels, and it's just me with 12 other girls in the picture. He gets mad because of attention, but I'm gonna always get attention. Are you stupid? Like, right. I'm outside dressed like my brother, but somebody's still gonna want to put their dick inside of me. Like, are you dumb? Like, it's that simple. And he was like, you know what? From now on, this is how it's gonna go. You want to fuck with me? You gonna do what I tell you to do. He was like, I see some shit I don't like on Facebook, I'm gonna just smack you. I said, do you understand? I said, you know what? My father always said, some nigga get out of line. That's what you got a father for. You come get me, because I'll take any L behind you if you right. I will take any L behind you. I said, I'd never get my father because my father's already done a bid for taking a life. And I won't put that on his conscience. But see, you talking like a nigga that's dumb enough. And if I have to, I will go get my father. And then we will explain to your mother while she's a childless bitch. Are you crazy? We will take it that far. Right. We will take it that far. Are you dumb? I'm not no ghetto bitch. What you thought? That made my pussy wet? It made my skin crawl, motherfucker. Are you? I said, listen, niggas like you is why people call the cops. And I ain't gonna do that to a black man either. I won't put your life behind bars for this system. I'll put you 6 feet under though. I do that because everybody got to die, but everybody don't got to go to jail.
I'll add to a different part of this, the statistical analysis, if you would like.
But it's the truth. It's the truth. Yeah. One thing for certain in life, death. One thing optional, criminal justice system, and being a victim of it. You get what I'm saying? Will I call the man on a brother? No. Not unless it's behind my child. And I don't have kids. My father, who's always going to be my father, as long as my father is living? Yes. Now, between man and man, y'all going to have to handle that. And I ain't never seen my... Like, so that's the bottom line.
And this is why I tell women.
And he thought I was joking. He kept popping up at my house, popping up at my house. I said, oh, okay, cool. Now we gonna pop up at your house. And that's how that went.
I be telling women all the time, look, baby, look, whatever I do on this show, okay, it's experiences, it's things I've been through. Nothing I've ever said on here is going to ever be a lie. I'm not going to lie. I might like laugh or embellish some little stupid shit here and there, but like, oh yeah, it went a whole mile. No, it wasn't really a mile. Might have been 10 feet, whatever. But something that small versus something as egregious as, oh shit, I was fucking 7 bitch. Me and Beyonce was together. That's crazy, right? So here's my thing. God hasn't created a single woman that I'm willing, and I don't care what nobody say. He has not created a single woman that I'm trying to make sure I taper this and to put this all together the correct way so nobody thinks I'm sounding crazy, because it's not my daughters or my mom or anything. But there's no woman that I'm willing to die for, right? Mm-hmm. That is in no way related to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. I am not willing to lose my life over a person who isn't for me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not even look, and I said this. I was married at one point. We have children. Cool. To be honest with you, she's the mother of my children. Do I disrespect her? No. Will I allow anyone else to disrespect her? No. If she starts disrespecting herself, that's her business, right? She needs to learn how to respect herself without my help. And I think that she has that ability. But now, with that being said, would I stand by and allow someone to harm her? Would I stand by and allow see, that's going to affect my children now. You see what I'm saying? So that's
Right.
different. My ability to then do something then is different. But if I don't have any of those connections to that person, nothing
Right.
at all in this world, baby, I'm out of here. I'll be back. I'll be back with the police to pick my stuff up. I'm not gonna call the police on you. I'm just gonna be like, can you escort me to the house so I can get my stuff? Here's why. Because at the end of the day, on this, this is my small platform. I'll have millions of people watching me soon enough.
Don't say small. We'll use words like growing.
I'm sorry, growing. I'm sorry. You're right. That is very small-minded of me. This is a growing platform. Okay. And the one thing I would like to do is to see this thing grow to its completion. Okay. And I can't do that behind bars. I can't do that if I'm in jail. I can't do that if I'm dead. Okay. Yeah. I can't do that from my hospital bed, not being able to move my limbs and or interact with people. So I would prefer you to think of me as a snitch or whatever you want to call me, as opposed to me having to prove to you that I'm not. Because if I have to prove anything to you, I'm going to prove it, whether you want it to be that way or not. See, this is why I tell people all the time. Sometimes you can go get who you want to get, but I say this all the time: bring who you want, just don't bring who you want back. That's the problem, because I'm not sending anybody back to you. That's not how it's going, which is why I say let's not do that.
That's exactly why I avoid certain situations, because it's like there's literally people who are willing to go those extremes. Like, I know how things go. Mm-hmm. And I like staying in my lane as a young woman. Like, yes, I've lived a certain life, because you can't help who you know. You can't help what family you're born into. You just can't until you can. And considering I'm only 26, it hasn't been that long since I've been able to change my situation how I'd like it to be. It's always been under someone else's guidance, you know? Like, it is what it is. I'm only 26. But with that being said, I explain to people, like, I have friends, they're always in the same situation with these guys where it's like, bitch, you could have been on the news, on a slab. What's wrong with you? And then, like, you're judging. I have to judge you because you knew what you were doing. I can't, like, and then what? And then what? You have kids, and then what? And then what? Like, didn't even think of the then what? And then you want to say, I'm judging. No, bitch, I'm trying to live life. There's so many ways to be put in a fucked up situation, all because you want to have a dumbass moment. What's wrong with you? Like, it's so easy to do better when you know better. It's so easy. Like, just do it. Like, is it gonna hurt you that much to shut up and sit down? I don't think it would. But people act like their ass is on fire if they gotta sit down and shut the fuck up. I like sitting down and shutting the fuck up. Like, don't ask me nothing, actually.
Hey, ladies, the beautiful part is this, right? In a relationship, the only thing, or not, let's use marriage, not relationship. In a marriage, the only thing you are called to do is respect and obey, right? Respect and obedience, right? And the thing that has happened, and I said this, it's the weirdest thing in the world for people. And submission is, when people say submission is, oh, women are, give me something to submit to. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life, because it's a way to give you a way out, right? If submissiveness is a part of who you are, it's going to automatically produce itself regardless. And it doesn't matter what someone else does, right? So with that being the case, let's go ahead, toss that over there right now. Ladies, let's stop that. Let's stop. There's nothing wrong with obedience. There's nothing wrong with submissiveness. There's nothing wrong with being just like gentlemen. There's nothing wrong with loving your woman. There's nothing wrong with taking care of your woman and providing for your woman. There's nothing wrong with these things. It's a problem nowadays because things are so backwards, right? Ladies, you obeying your man isn't an obedience that's in subservience. It's right. You obeying the relationship that you're in. Same thing with respect. You respecting him isn't you treating him like he's your father. No, the thing is, when your husband marries you, right? When your father, the symbolism of him walking you down the aisle and giving you to your husband is him relinquishing his control of your life to the man that you're with.
that part.
How do you want the marriage, right? How do you want the wedding and the symbolism, but you don't want what comes with it? Because when you said
Because women create in their brain.
Like that sitting down and shutting up thing, baby. Sometimes it's good for you to say, shh, 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 I got it. Don't worry about it. I handle it, right? Because what happens is, and I say this, like, and it's not all Black women, okay? I love y'all, okay? But there is a thing within the Black community that I've experienced with the new age Black woman, right? That does not like that obedience word. That word, that subservient word is a problem for them. Now I say this, look, I am all right as a man. If I, and you know what, and my co-host said this, and he'll be here soon enough. Not right now, but we, working the paperwork out with it and everything. But he said something to me the other day. He said, question. He's like, if your child, and he asked his woman, if your child was doing, can your child do what he wants to do? No, right? Why not? Because I'm in charge of his life. It's my job to do the following. What's your job for your child? Protect, feed, right? I said, and he goes, yeah. He goes, so that's your man's job for you, right? So if your man said, hey, babe, we're not doing that, right? You have a right to ask why. He has a duty to tell you why, right? At that point, you agree and you move forward and you find maybe something else that'll work for both of you, right? The problem with a lot of women is this: I don't have to do that.
Yep.
I don't need to do that. For example, and this is one of the things I hate the most, especially in co-parenting. I don't need to tell you that. I don't have to do okay, baby, I agree with you. You don't have to. But what we do need to do to make sure that we don't have these problems is work within a certain respectful way. So I have to respect that. I got to love you. If I have to love you, regardless of what you do, which is what's called for me to do as a husband, your respect and submissiveness should not be an option. It's not about how you feel, baby. It's about what's going on. Look at my actions as a man. Any man who, if he's paying your bills, taking care of his children, coming home, feeding, doing all the things, not cheating, doing whatever he's supposed to do for you, baby girl, you ain't got no reason to talk crazy to him.
Right. And it's always, it's not a struggle. Like, I find it funny because I'm the type of person, I'm going to always say it. I'll find a way to say it depending on the audience, but I'm going to always say it regardless of feather ruffling.
Say that shit. Say it.
Yeah, I have some cousins, and one of them, she just got married. She's about 35. And regardless of what, even all the way up till the marriage, she always ran that household and dynamic. And who am I to say anything? I'm not going to speak on it, especially if she's not asking my advice. It's just what I noticed. It's just what I noticed. But that's what I noticed with a lot of Black relationships, a lot of Black marriages, a lot of Black households, especially the ones that I've seen growing up. The woman is running everything. And even when there is a man there, like, you ain't doing nothing. And it's like, she don't respect you. She doesn't submit to you. Like, she runs this shit. She oils this shit. She cleans this shit. You just go out and bring money home so we can have more supplies for the shit. But this shit would sink if she sat down and didn't do shit. Like, you don't do shit. So she got married and she calls herself giving me life advice. And I always think that these things are funny because sometimes people who are more seasoned than you, I don't like saying older, people get offended, more seasoned than you, they feel as though they automatically know. And it's like, you don't, you've just experienced. But did you know that you can learn through watching other people's experiences? You don't have to go through to understand that ain't it. Right. So she's telling me, you better, I was telling her something that me and my man was going through. And he was like this shirt, for example, I have a bra on underneath it. That's the only way I can wear it. Why? Because it's see-through and he don't like that shit. He don't like that shit. Now, mind you, I had this shirt before I got with him. He didn't care last time my titties was out. But see, now I'm a part of him. Like, we're together. So that's the only way I can wear this. And that was annoying, but you see it's on. You see it's on. Now, see, and I only find it annoying because it's like, if it was that bad, would you have been attracted when the titties was out? But I get it. Attraction and wanting to share with what's yours is not synonymous. I get it. So fine, whatever. I will humor you. That's what I call it. I'll humor you. Fine, whatever. So I put it on. And she says to me, you should remember, the woman always runs whatever's going on in that house. And I said, I'm not married, so don't cut my head off. I said, but I don't like that. I don't like I said, I very much believe in gender roles. I want my man to be the man. Like, I really want him to lead whatever it is we got going on. And that's not because I can't, but it's very tiring to be the overly independent, strong, masculine Black woman. And I feel like I've already spent a good grip of my life doing that. And that's not what I want to do when I'm your age. And I'm figuring that out 9 years before I get to your age. And I don't see a problem with that. Also, I've watched all of you women run your household, and I don't see where any of you are happy enough to keep putting up with that bullshit. So I'm not going to take your advice because you're not even happy with the advice that you're spitting. And she got upset, but it's true. But it's true. And just like I said, women create love in their head. And that's why they get mad when they get married. That's why they get mad. And it's like, let shit be. Let a man be a man. Let him. Like, as much as women hate to admit it, like, I'm not a feminist. I don't believe in femininity. I don't believe in femininity for the Black woman. It was not for us. If you know where femininity rooted from, it was a ploy to diminish the Black woman, to mess up the dynamic of Black families. And it worked. So burn your stupid ass bras, but it worked. And now we here with it, wondering where Black men went. Now, yes, there are a lot of Black men that just got up one day and said they was going for milk and cigarettes and never came back. Now, it was before femininity. Now, my father did it. Like, and that was before femininity now, because I got a grandma that picked cotton. But with that being said, that's where we're headed. And women, they don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear, oh, he said, that's what he's supposed to do. Did you hear the vows that was read, that you had to repeat, that you had to have heard it? You repeated it that, like, or did you just repeat it because they told you to? You didn't feel the words, you just heard them. You have to sounds bad, but you have to abide by that. Like, that's why shit's failing. That's why.
Black ladies, I love y'all, and it's nothing I said. This plagues us. Well, I mean Black folks, brown folks, a little bit differently than everyone else. I said because we got the femininity bug given to us, and what happened was the person who sold it to you went back inside, gave the receipt to the person, returned their purchase after telling you how great something was that they bought, and they went inside and they married their men and they created their families and they watched yours go down. They watched the marriage rates in your community go down. They watched your men get arrested. They watched all these things happen to your community, yet you still latch to it. And then you ask why your men are marrying. Oh, and they did you a little bit worse, actually, because the funny thing is they start marrying your men too. See, now it hurts a little bit more. You know what I mean? Black women I've seen say, I hate seeing these Black dudes with these white women. Well, here's the problem, baby. She learned how to be agreeable when your mother and your grandmother and anyone else had been taught that they don't need their man, and they pass it down to you. And then you start seeing what happens the older you get. Now it's your choice. Now I'm 32. So if you're between the ages of 25 and 32, okay, or a little bit older, start unlearning that bullshit.
And yeah, and that's where now I had to realize that, like, there was a lot of situations, a lot of arguments that took place where it's like, yeah, I had a reason, but once this was said or once this was done, the reason was now non and void. And I had to figure out, where did I learn this shit? I sound like somebody. I sound like my mama. And I didn't like it. He didn't have to tell me he didn't like it. I didn't like it. I didn't like sounding like my mama. I didn't like the dynamic. Like, yeah, my father had his problems, but my mama was also a problem too. And sometimes getting older is figuring out who was the problem in the dynamic. And if you can't figure that out, you're probably just going to be the problem in your dynamic. And that's what it was coming. So it was like, he's willing to work through nonsense that has nothing to do with him. You could at least put in way more than you are to fix your own nonsense. And so I did. And so because healing is not something that you ever finish doing. It's just something that it goes to the wayside. You've done this part, and this other part will come up when you transcend and you cross that bridge and you get there. Right. And that's like, I had to learn how to fall back on my masculinity, because being a New York female is being 3/4 man. It is. It's like being.
Oh, you said three.
Yes. It's like being 3/4 man, because we grow up fighting boys. Listen, I've literally been put on my neck by dudes in the hallway in school, like just off some playful, like, because that is how we play, and nobody ever found it a problem, because none of them kids ever principal never called our parents. Just see boys and girls fist fighting in the hall, and that's just normal dynamic. And that's what literally picked me up, slammed me on my head on the floor. You wanna know what I did? Got up and chased him and pushed him down the stairs. And we laughed at it. We went to class afterwards. My head was hurting all day. All day.
We're gonna have to We're going to get you some counseling as soon as we get off the show.
I had to learn, like, I would like to tap into a version of me that I envisioned when I was a little girl. And I feel like I lost that version of me going through nonsense. And I have to get back inside of that, which includes getting rid of my nigga ways. Like, I won't forget him just in case I ever need to go on my little bag of tricks. But I had to learn to let that go and let him in, especially a good one. I can't complain about my man. Like, certain stuff he'll be going, I'm like, I can't relate. They were like, yeah, that's what you say. I'm like, no, that's what I say because that's what it is. I can't relate. Because if he did any of the shit you go through, I believe. We're not married. We don't have kids. What's wrong with you? Like, girl, you do what you do what you. I do what I want. Like, there's a difference over here.
That shit's hard. And I said, this is hard. Look, it's real hard because and it's weird. And I said, man, look, ladies, we can't, and gentlemen, not just like, all right, let's people, we can't keep doing this. Like this song and dance is it's fun, right? Like I love watching Kevin Samuels say stuff. And I love watching women come out and say stuff against him. It's funny. It's like, it's hilarious, right? When neither side is really lying, right? But it's just they don't like what's being said. And then you got men who come out and say things. You got women who come out and listen. At the end of the day, when I walk into the next person that I meet, or if I want to be with somebody to spend the rest of my life with, Kevin Samuels ain't presiding over the wedding. Sister Soldier over here, whoever she may be, ain't coming to my wedding. I don't know those people. But what I do know is this: we spend all that time fighting, right? Instead of going, all right, cool. What's your list of grievances? Give me 4 of your major grievances, right? Brothers, give me 4 of your major grievances. Bring them to the table. And then what happens is you figure out solutions for every single one of them. And for the ones that you cannot come to terms about, you stay on that one until you complete it. Because you can't move on to the next thing until you complete the next thing. No one is on the same page. And I'm going to tell you why. Because every woman is the exception. Every man is different. Everybody, you know what I mean? Like everybody's just look, listen, there's no way that niggas is dogs is a lie. It came from somewhere. It had happened. It ain't women are crazy is something that happened. It came from somewhere. Like these are things that existed because over time, the reality is that there was some crazy group of people. Yes. And there's people who've adopted it. There's controlling men. There is abusive men. These are all things that happen. I said this. Look, ladies. All right. I watched Jada. No offense to them. I watched Jada Pinkett really disrespect Will Smith in a grand way. Right? Do I want that for myself? No. Now, is Jada Pinkett being disrespectful on purpose, or is Jada Pinkett speaking her mind? Me personally, I believe that after a while, I would stop answering questions about somebody else. Like I'm good. Like I know where this is going. I've seen Black Twitter, and Black Twitter don't forget what you said.
That's when I feel like it's just like then you got those type of relationships where they really do feel like men and women are equal. Like they're really not, and that's the biggest problem that people have. Like you want to be equal to a man? Oh, honey, I don't. That means I got to take out the trash and kill rats and bugs. Leave that shit to them. Like I don't want to be equal to that nigga.
I asked hey.
That a man has. I want my check to look similar when I know I'm doing the exact same job functions as said man. That's all I want. That's all I want. I in no way, shape, or form. I want nobody look at me and be like, "Well, the men doing it, you do." Why? Hold on. So why would that not me? I'm not doing it. I don't know. No, because even though I know my man will be a lot of men back in the day, they didn't change Pampers. See, that was women's work. That was women's work. No matter how busy they got, the pamper ain't get changed until she has some time to change it. Hence diaper rash, but whatever. I'm not dealing with that. I'm glad that I already have a nigga that's willing to be like, I was the last baby over here. I never changed the pamper in my life, but I wouldn't shy away from having to wipe my kid's ass. That's my child. Right. He was like, it's not motherly duty. He was like, but if I literally see your hands is full or it wasn't brought to your attention, but I noticed it, I'm gonna get off my ass and I'm gonna do it because that's just my child. And also with the same understanding, I'm not gonna throw the diaper bag at that nigga just because he's okay with changing Pampers. I'm not gonna do that. Like, but see, women feel as though he gonna change. No, it's never gonna work like that. You are the mommy, you are the caregiver, you are the natural nurturer. Like, you will always do more. just off being the mommy. So it's like you have to wrap your head around the role, because that's what it is, the role that you will play. You have to accept that, because no matter how loving the parents are, I can name all the times I walked past my dad to go ask my mom something, no matter how busy she was. She could have been sitting on the toilet and I walked past him doing nothing. All kids got a story like that, and it's not going to stop today. That's going to always be a thing. You're always going to do. You better find somebody that you're willing to do life with. You better find somebody that you're willing to do life with in a respectable manner that works for you.
Hold on. Oh, that's nothing. I'm glad you said that, ladies. Stop asking for a break from your fucking children. Oh my God. Hold on. I'm so sorry. That came out wrong. No, it didn't. Fuck that. Stop asking for a break from your fucking children, especially if you went to, all right. This bothers me so much. And I know plenty of fathers who've been through this. And I'm gonna have to wrap it up after this. This is we gotta do this again. Like, ladies, look, and gentlemen, but this happens a lot with ladies. Stop asking for a break from your children. Okay. If you and the person you made a child with, or made a choice to have children, right? Y'all made this choice. You understand that you don't get time off from that job. Right. Baby is sick. I get that you need to get a mental break and decompress and whatever the case is. I get it. But stop treating your child like they're a burden, because that's something that you chose to do. So for example, if I hate my job and I walk in that motherfucker every day, I look at my boss, I just want to stab you in your face with this stapler, right? I hate my job. Someone's going to look at me and say, nigga, change your job, right? That's a choice, right? Being a parent, once you've made that choice, there ain't no opt-out clause.
Okay.
It's forever. Okay. Stop needing a break from your child, because here's what happens. If you were asked to give your child to the father and pay child support, would you like that role instead? No, because you like money.
Right.
Because there's plenty of, look, as fathers, I'm gonna be real with you. We ain't got that type of motherly patience. And ladies, I understand the need for the mother in the life. I will never ever sit here and run my mouth about a woman taking care of her children, because I can't do none of that shit. So kudos to y'all. Thank God for y'all. Y'all are amazing for what they do for all the mothers out there that are doing it. But I hear this so much. And I even hear fathers saying it. I'm like, bro, listen, man, she needs a break. I understand she needs a break, but brother, look, at the same time, stop making your child seem like a burden to the person that chose to carry said child. Stop making the child a burden to yourself, because let me help her out right quick. Nigga, no, let me do what I'm supposed to do for my children. That's what it needs to be. Young lady, let me keep doing what I need to do for my babies. Here's why: because Joe Blow and them ain't my future. This is my future. I can be housing the next Michael Jordan, right? I could be housing the next brilliant mind that can change the world. But I'm so tired and out of my mind about this person or about this child. I want to live my life, want to do all these things, that I forget that cultivating this child is my main purpose in life. So me getting that evening away, it's one thing. I get it. Get away from it. Maybe an hour or two. Go to the gym. Do what you got to do to, decompress yourself. But stop saying things like, I need a break. You don't need a break. What you need to do is you need a moment to refocus. Step back, chill. Because look, kids are a lot. They're not. Believe me, I got enough children to know kids can be a lot. Okay. Yep. And the mother, I don't have the mothering or the maternal instincts to be like, yo, I got this patience. I got fathering instincts. Oh, you fed? Did you die? All right, cool. Come on. Did you eat today? Let me feed you. Let's go play. You want some candy? Like, stuff like that. Don't tell your mom.
Hey. You don't hear nothing. Oh, I think everything go pathetic. Yeah.
Everybody cool. They writing their name on the wall. It's all good. Don't worry about it. I'll paint over it. Like fathering. like we are not going to continually ask ourselves or refer to our children like it's a job.
Yes.
No, because your job can bring you joy, but your children should bring you joy.
Yeah, and I feel like the thing is, most people, that's why I'm not in a rush to have kids. It's like, granted, I'll be 27 soon, so it's like, wow, that's kind of rounding to 30. Okay, interesting. It's getting a little rough out here for a nigga. So I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, did I just feel my biological clock boom? Oh, that's some shit. Oh, oh, I said, oh, I'm now at that age where I got to start thinking about that. Like, oh shit, like, and I don't like it. And I don't like it. Like, I don't. But that's the bottom line. But that is the bottom line. Once you decide that this is the road you're going down, you can't do nothing else about it. Like, and people really don't really understand what it means, like, to be asked out with the situation that you made. And so they have kids. It's like, you've never understood the term asked out before? Like, this is what it took for you to realize you're stuck here? Crazy. But that's how it is. And I'm not trying to take that L right now. I notice a lot of people, I can't wait to have a baby, they say. What about a person? Are you ready to raise the person? It's more than just the baby that can't hold its neck up, the baby with the soft spot, the baby that still smells like placenta, the baby with the placenta perm. It's more than that. It's way more than that. And that's why you mad now. I miss when you was cute. Well, how long did you think that shit was gonna last, beloved? They gotta go through an ugly phase at least 2 times before they get cute again.
They're gonna look like their daddy. They're gonna look like their daddy eventually.
My daddy. I went through 2 ugly phases, and that's the bottom line. And that's the bottom. It's true. Ain't no pictures from them, but I went through the ugly phase. And kids got. Are you prepared to raise a person when this shit ain't cute no more? When they can talk, when they are aware of their own recognizance, when they're aware that, no, I actually don't like the way onions taste, but you're forcing me to eat onions. And then a lot of parents stress themselves out by literally trying to make their child do something that is completely optional because they do have a power struggle. Like, I ain't making no extra meals. You don't have to, but he just don't want ketchup on the burger. It's one less step. It's literally one less step for the parents to do, but they will do it anyway to show that they have the authority to make the child eat it. And the child, real life, don't eat ketchup. Now the kid is 30 years old and still don't eat ketchup from when they was 4. It was never an act. They knew they didn't like it. They knew they didn't.
Hold on.
No, I'm saying that because I noticed when I talk about the childhood I grew up in and the Black dynamic of people I know, when I sit down with other Black people, they apologizing to me. They'd be like, oh, wow, your childhood was real sad. I'm like, was it really? They like, yeah, you think it's Black people, but we all Black and nobody grew up like you, just your Black ass. And I'm like, oh, they like, yeah, like my mom, she believes that people with children aren't lucky. It's those without. That's really what she believes. She's always said that. That's her view on motherhood. And she hasn't taken anything good away from it. She's not that person. She's not emotional. She gave us life. She made us do shit. And now we don't have to listen to her. And that's the bottom line. That's how that relationship went. And they're like, well, yeah, but it's more than that. Like, she didn't tell you she loved you. I said, let me see. I graduated high school, she told me. She dropped me off at college, she told me. I graduated college, she told me. Those are the 3 times I can remember hearing it. I'm 26. Pivotal moments in my life. Like, that's what I remember. No, I didn't have a mom I don't know what it's like to do. I don't have any pictures of a mom. She don't like being sitting on. No, I don't have that. She literally did only what was necessary of her job as a parent. And anything that was optional, like love, support, care, concern, she did not do. That wasn't a part of her job. She did the necessaries. And a lot of people are really just out here doing the necessaries. And they're breeding people that will grow up and not know what the fuck to do when they get older. That's what you're breeding. I didn't know how to stand up for myself because I always had to shut up and listen to the person older than me talking, even when they were 1,000,000% wrong. Even when. So it's hard to be like, oh, you let them talk to you like that? The way all of y'all do? The way you've always done? This is my first time actually being able to speak, and you think I'm supposed to be Condoleezza Rice with it. I'm not. You didn't teach me that. You told me to shut up and listen. And this is what I do. I shut up and I listen. I realize when men call me by my name, whether they want me to come over or not, I go. I go. And I had to stop that shit. I said, hold the fuck up. Because one of them actually said, he was like, oh, see, you listen, I like that. And I ain't gonna hold you. I hit him. It was the New York in me. I hit him. Because fuck are you saying to me? What are you saying to me, my nigga?
What the fuck?
Because in that moment, I knew he didn't mean it the way he said it, but also he did. You said my name and I came. Now that was a thing I didn't really realize what was happening. It's what I'm conditioned to do. It could have been anybody though. They would have called my name and I would have went. So don't suck your own dick thinking that this has anything to do with you, sir, because it doesn't. Because it doesn't. You know how people be like, I'm not gonna suck my own tit. Well, don't suck your own dick because that's not what this is. But I felt disrespected a little bit. I honestly did feel a little bit like a dog because that's something that dogs and babies do. And I had to realize that I'm not a dog by any means of the word, but I'm a young adult that don't know how to move like one because I've never been allowed an opportunity to stand up for myself in my own home.
Now imagine this. Now imagine if you was that kid that didn't like ketchup on your burger, right? And you like turn like 19, 20, you out the house, and you start talking like Mitch was talking on Paid in Full. I swear to God, B, anybody ever put ketchup on my burger or looked at me wrong, man, they gonna
Listen.
you walking around shooting up every Kroger you see, every Walmart you see, you walking down aisle 7, knocking down all the ketchup.
Listen, but there are some people like that. It's like,
get some therapy, people.
And they're like, I've never been able to. But that's when I had to realize that it's like, it's so much. I'm really gonna fail as an adult if I don't take over and do something right now. I had to realize, no, and that's why a lot of shit ain't fun to me. Ain't shit funny. Like, ain't shit funny. I got shit to do. Okay, like my podcast is funny.
Right. That's right. And shout out to the Wet Lounge. Okay. All right. We dived into the deep end and got wet today.
Yeah. See, we're about to have you come on.
Look, next time I'm in the city, like y'all let me know what y'all want to do, man. I'm a podcaster. I'm a podcaster by trade. Y'all just gotta treat me right. Y'all just gotta just have look.
We have drinks.
Do I have Remy?
Supply the drinks. You just gotta show up with your liver ready to spill the tea.
Do y'all have Remy though?
We have whatever you like.
Okay, well listen, if y'all got Remy, and this is in New York City, right?
Yes, sir.
Is this in Harlem?
This is in Midtown. We shoot, what is that? By like Macy's on 34th Street.
Oh, okay. Well, cool.
Yeah. It's a secure area. You will be all right.
I just didn't know. I just want to make sure. I didn't know what I need to wear so nothing happens to me.
Nothing flat.
No, definitely. I'm gonna show. They're gonna know who it is. Go, oh man, you that bearded dude who be talking all that crazy shit online. Yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm. Let me hug your girlfriend right quick. She'll tell you I smell nice. And that's gonna start a whole nother situation because I'm a goatee chicken eating Mac, baby. It's some Texas thing out here in the store. Y'all gonna love me. They all love me, right? So before we go, please let them know where they can find you on all your social media.
Okay, so you can follow us on Instagram. That's @_the wet lounge _. Please follow us, like all that good shit. We are available everywhere that you get your favorite podcast. So please tune into us there. That's gonna be on Apple Pods, Spotify, Stitcher, and Google Podcasts. And please follow us and like us on Facebook @The Wet Lounge. We take about 24 hours to respond. Sometimes things get a little crazy. It's a little longer than that, but stream all of season 1 now. Season 2 is up and going. We have a new episode coming out, and I appreciate you for having us on.
Oh, big facts. Hey, listen, man. Look, as always, be safe out here in these streets. Don't be kissing these people in the mouth. Don't do drugs unless they prescribe to you. Love your kids. Pay your child support. Don't treat your children like an option. Let your children not eat their hamburgers with ketchup. Notice the red flags, gentlemen and ladies as well. All right. Treat each other like y'all people. And ultimately, let's stop killing each other. Rest in peace to Young Dolph and anyone else who's lost their life recently. And lastly, but most importantly, it's Ivy knows best as always. All right. Now take it easy.